This is your homework helper, Mrs. Anderson. Today I will help you with Lesson 7, the distributive property. Please have your homework page ready and let's begin. Let's look at this homework helper problem to just remind ourselves how we're going to do the distributive property. Here we have, at a petting zoo, 29 students each paid $2 to pet the animals. Use mental math and the distributive property to find out how much money was paid altogether. Okay, I know there were 29 students and they each paid $2, which tells me that's equal groups. When I have equal groups, I multiply. So I'm going to take those 29 students and multiply by 2. Now I'm going to use the distributive property. When I use the distributive property, I can use the area model. Okay, I'm going to take 29, and remember that the value of the 2 is 20, so I'll put 20 here. The value of the 9 is 9, and then I'll take the 2 and set it here to the left of the box. Now I'm going to write down my thinking, or what I'm doing as I figure this out. So I'm going to do 2 times 20 is, I'm doing 2 times 20. So I'm going to use, 2 sets of parentheses. I'm going to do 2 times 20 here, and then I'm going to add 2 times 9. I forgot to put the plus sign right here. 20 plus 9 is 29. So we're going to do 2 times 20 plus 2 times 18. Then I'll multiply 2 times 20, and that is 40. And I'll add it to 2 times 9, and that is 18. So that will equal 58. So this is the distributive property because I take the number 29, I'm going to distribute it into 2 places, the 20 and the 9, and then figure out the answer. All right, so we're going to find each product mentally using the distributive property. Show the steps that you used. Okay, so using the area model again, I'm going to take my biggest number, 48. All right, the value is 40, excuse me, and the 8, the value is 8. Now I'll put my 4 right here. Okay, now to do the distributive property, I'm going to use 2 sets of parentheses. 4 times 40 is what I'll do first, plus 4 times 8. And now I'll figure out the answers. 4 times 40 is 160, plus 4 times 8 is 32. And what I'm going to do is add the ones column. 2 plus 0 will be 2. Then the tens column. 3 plus 6 will be 9. And then I have the hundreds column. So my answer is 192. All right, I'm going to do one more with you. But this time, I'm not going to do the area model. I'm going to go straight to the distributive property. So here I have 3 times 67. This one's my biggest number. I have 2 digits. And I know I'm going to put this in parentheses. Okay, first, let's do the 3 first. I know that I'm going to multiply each of these places by 3. So I'll do 3 times the tens place, so it's going to be 3 times 60. And then I'll do 3 times the ones place, and that will be 3 times 7. And then I'll add them together. So you'll go ahead and figure out the answer and write it down. Okay, use the distributive property on number 3 and number 4 also. You can always go back and play this again to how I did it, to how you do it here, or how you do it here. Okay, let's go on to the back. A bookshelf in Deirdre's living room has 4 shelves. There are 12 books on each shelf. How many books are on the bookshelf together? Okay, I know that I can take these 2 numbers and just multiply them together to find the answer, but I want you to write it in the distributive property, using the distributive property, because I want you to practice this on every problem today. So you'll take the 4 and put it here, and the 12 has 2 digits, so I'm going to divide them, or I'll take the 10, the 1 in the tens column, so I'll have 10, and I'll multiply those, and then I'll take the 2, multiply those, and then I'm going to add the 2 together. Okay, you'll do the same thing on number 6. George is collecting baseball cards. He has 29 stacks of cards with 4 in each stack. How many cards does he have altogether? Okay, and then this one, we're going to justify our conclusions. So we need to explain. The distributive property also combines subtraction and multiplication. For example, you could do 3 times 5 minus 2 equals 3 times 5 minus 3 times 2. Explain how you could use the distributive property and mental math to find 5 times 198. You know that if we use the area model, I just make 3 boxes for 198. But if I'm doing it as the distributive property, what I will do, since it has 3 digits, I will make 3 sets of parentheses and then do it like I've done in the past. So you'll go ahead and finish this one on your own. Okay, vocabulary check. Fill in each blank with the correct term or number to complete the sentence. The distributive property combines blank and blank to make multiplying whole numbers simpler. Okay, basically, we're multiplying different place values, but the other thing that we are doing is we're using 2 different operations. We use addition and we use multiplication. And by using both of those operations, it makes multiplying these whole numbers easier. All right, in your test practice, Susanna collected 5 cents at the recycling center for each of her 78 cans. How much money did she collect altogether? You could do the area model if you wanted to figure out this one, or you can go ahead and do the distributive property. Use what works best for you. Thanks for watching this homework helper video. If you have questions, feel free to ask me tomorrow at school.